Welcome. This is 95.1 KNVC, Carson City, Minden, Gardnerville, your community radio station. And it's time right now for Carson Rural Communities update. And this is your host, CJ Gildner. How is everyone doing? Hey, a few weeks ago, we had Dr. Liz DeFinnis come and chat with us about homeschooling. And so we've done, I think, 2 segments about homeschooling. And so the third one now is we get to talk to her kids about homeschooling, what they like about it, what they don't like about it, what kind of education, what kind of academic things they are doing, as well as extracurricular activities. Liz, thank you so much for coming to visit us.
Yes, thank you for having me back.
I'm so glad you were able to come out here on this beautiful day. And so let's look what we have here. We have Wyatt, and Wyatt is on video right now, and he can say hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Hey, did I press record over there? I probably didn't. I think I did. Anyway, it's just a video because we can play back on the radio station when we're done. And then we have Jacob.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
How is school for you?
It's all right. It's good.
It's okay? Just okay?
Yeah.
Does mom force you to go to school and do all the fun things?
What does that mean?
Well, you get all kinds of different subjects that you take, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then what about Liza? Liza's here too. You want to say hi over there on the little phone video camera? Say hi. Hi. So let's look at Jacob first. Okay. What is your favorite subject?
Probably history.
History?
Yeah.
How long does it usually take you to do one course per day?
Probably like 30 minutes.
So then let's ask your mom, when you go to a regular school, what time how much time do they spend when they go to the classroom and take a course?
Yeah, so in a traditional school, it can vary. I think it's usually that same like 30 to 40 minutes. However, it's looking at not gearing a lesson towards a group of students versus being able to individualize it. And so every day he is getting to learn what his next thing is based on what he learned previously. It adapts to what he had challenges with and what he's learned on his own, and then it bumps him up to that next level of learning.
Okay. So you take one course, and then how long does it take that whole course to be done to progress to the next one?
So when the current schooling that we're using, he's using the Accelis program. And so in that program, I'm seeing that it's taking about 4 months, give or take a little bit, to complete a grade. And so they're getting close to being done here. We actually didn't jump into their current grade level until about November, December. And we're seeing that they're wrapping them up right now. They're starting to, social studies is a little bit light. And so they're moving towards the end of the grade in those particular subjects, which means they actually have an opportunity to work ahead. And I found that they can graduate at age 16 with this program.
Oh, very good.
They'll be able to get ahead of the game a little bit with all that.
So what happens if they do graduate early? Are they able to participate in some of those, extra college credits? Let's just say Western Nevada Community College, or are they able to get a further education, like a heads up with it?
Yes, I believe so, because the program that they're in, they will earn a high school diploma, just like a public school. It is an accredited program. So they'll be able to take that diploma and apply for college before anybody else would be there. They could already have their associate's degree by the time public school kids their age would be getting ready to graduate high school.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So Liza, what's your favorite subject?
What do you like to do? Paint.
Oh, do you paint with watercolors or oils or acrylics? What do you paint?
Watercolor.
Oh, very cool. I love watercolor. That's a lot of fun. It's very soft and neutral and inviting, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so Jacob.
Yeah.
What's your favorite subject, and what do you like outside of school?
Probably just guitar.
Guitar?
Favorite, yeah.
Okay, so you take guitar lessons in addition to homeschooling?
Hmm.
Okay, and what kind of guitar are you learning?
Electric.
I should have said, please bring a guitar, but you know what? We can't use the ones on the walls. Those are from different musicians in the past. But yeah, we could have you bring your guitar over and play. So we'll have you come back. All right. Wyatt, what's your favorite one?
Math.
Math? What kind of math?
Division.
Division?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you have some extracurricular activities that you get to do. And what are those?
Baseball.
Baseball? So do you go to a school's baseball park or just a regular baseball park?
I think just a normal one.
Okay. So is there a subject that you really don't care much about?
Language arts.
What is it?
Language arts.
Okay. Languages. What kind?
Spanish and stuff.
Spanish? So you're learning Spanish right now.
Yeah.
Is it like hard to do or what do you think?
It's like kind of hard.
But once you start using it on a regular basis, it kind of starts flowing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So for all three kids, if you had a problem with math, what would you do?
Go ask my mom for help.
Okay. So do any of you need any tutors or anything like that?
Not really. No, I don't think I need tutors. I don't think so.
Okay. So your grades are okay?
Yeah.
And so how long has mom been homeschooling you?
How? 6 years.
6 years. Wow. So that's pretty cool. And so other things that you do outside of homeschooling, I'm going to say camping. Who likes to do camping?
Yes, we actually just got back from a camping trip.
Oh,
so
where did you go?
We went to Vegas. That was our first adventure.
Okay.
We wanted to get where we were out of the freezing temperatures so we could
Yeah.
use the water and all of the things in the camper. So we went on our first trip, which was very interesting, and we learned lots of things.
Things of what not to do and things you must do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that there's part of your homeschooling too. So, but you know, I don't want to speak for you, but isn't it true that you can just take homeschooling wherever you go and enjoy what you see and the sites and learn about the different areas of the country and stuff? Isn't that something that's kind of fun?
Absolutely. And that's definitely our goal, is to move towards being able to do that a little bit more. This summer, we actually are working on putting together like a 5-week plan of driving across the country, which
very good.
will definitely be quite the adventure, but I think it'll be a good thing, and they'll get to see a lot of stuff, and we'll get to work on, it's not just like because yes, we can go to state parks and we can do history lessons and things like that, but it's also learning like life skills of being able to be adaptable and being able to problem solve, because there's a lot of that happens on the road. And so I'm sure there will be a lot of those opportunities as well.
Oh, that's cool. So then, all right, what happens if there's a spelling bee across the nation? You can just go across, huh?
Absolutely.
Yes. So do you have spelling bees for homeschooling as well?
We haven't participated in anything like that
Okay.
to date. So I'm sure that there are, for the most part, public school needs to include homeschool in any kind of activities that are available to public school kids. So if there's a spelling bee type of event going on, most likely if you contact the school, you would be able to enter your homeschool child into that particular competition.
So you're homeschooling, and we already know that you chose and why you chose to do homeschooling. And I'm sure there are a myriad of other reasons why parents or the student would choose to do homeschooling. And so, COVID hit, the world changed as we knew it at that point. And so trying to transition to a regular school during COVID, or having a little one born and things like that kind of contributed to making that decision to homeschool, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 2020 was our year of transition. I know that's true for a lot of people.
Yep.
I had Liza that year, and she had a stroke when she was born, and then that led right into COVID hitting. And then within 2 months of that, I lost my 6-figure occupational therapy job. And so it was the year of just kind of, dumping out the purse and rearranging and figuring
Sure.
out, hey, like what's going to work best for us. And it's one of the best things that ever could have happened, because it is what led to us being able to live the life that we live now, which is a life of freedom and opportunity. And, we're not tied down to any particular place or thing. We can choose to put roots down if we want to, but we can also choose not to. And there's something really freeing about that, to not be tied down to a traditional 9-to-5 job where we can't change where we are.
Oh, that sounds like fun, huh? Yep. Hey, if you're just coming onto the radio station, you're listening to 95.1 FM, knvc.org, and I have Dr. Liz DeFinnis talking with us and her children to talk about homeschooling. And that's part of our third part of homeschooling through the Carson Rural Communities update. And so she was bringing the children in so that we could get their insight of what they like about the school or don't like about the school. And so I'm going to go and ask each one of them, what do you not like about homeschooling? Anyone can answer. It's a tough one, huh?
How about Liza goes first?
What was that?
Do you have something that you don't like about homeschooling?
There's really nothing.
There's really nothing. I think when I think about going to regular school growing up, after talking to you and listening to some of the things that both of you, all three of you have told me, I think I would prefer to homeschool versus going to school. But then on the other side of the coin, if I was homeschooling and not participating in like junior high or elementary school or whatever the case may be, or even high school, I think I would miss a lot, like going to football games and homecomings and proms and things like that. So with that being said, if Liza wanted to go to a prom when she gets a little bit older, how could mom and dad make that happen in the school system when they're homeschooled?
Yeah, it would definitely just require reaching out to the school and to find out how they can attend. Typically, all activities need to be made available to homeschool kids, although I do know that some districts are a little bit more willing to work with homeschool families with that kind of stuff. I would say that my kids, they don't particularly love the schoolwork part of homeschool.
I don't think any kid does.
No, but the
I didn't either.
advantage is this is, maybe 2 hours a day versus 6 to 8 hours a day. And so that's
a
the
lot
advantage
easier.
of that. That's the selling point for sure.
So I mentioned a prom, and then of course homecomings and football games. So all they have to do is just notify the school that's in their area that they want to participate in whatever's going on at the school at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all school sports are available. And I mean, I say that, of course, if there's like tryouts, you would still need to try out, but you would get to try out just like any public school kid tries out for any of those teams. And you can attend, any and all of the things. But yeah, it would require just reaching out to the school. Clubs, all of that kind of stuff is available.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So then how does the grading system work? So the kids are participating in homeschooling. Is it the exact same grading system, or is there something else that's involved in it?
So there really isn't a grading system for homeschool, and there's a lot of families out there that do unschooling, so they're really not even doing like traditional coursework. Their kids are literally learning by doing and experiencing the world. And so there isn't a traditional like A, B, C, D kind of grading system, but rather it's about actually learning the content. It's like, did you actually learn what you were intending to learn? What are you carrying over, right? Like, what are you able to carry over from year to year? And so I have a little bit of a more traditional approach than a lot of homeschool families. The program that they're in for Acellus, they do get grades. Liza is currently using Mia. She's using a mix of a couple things, but Mia Academy is one of those. And we're also using Hooked on Phonics for learning letters and reading. And those those do not have grades. So she
Okay.
does not have a grade assigned. However, accredited programs typically do have the grades because you're getting the GPA, because you're going to get the diploma, which you need to have a GPA and a transcript for to apply for college. So we are
wow.
kind of doing a mix of traditional and non-traditional. And I do that because I want my kids to have the opportunity to choose whatever path they want. And I don't want that anything we chose in homeschool would lead to limiting them for any kind of reason. So we do a little bit of a mix of both sides of that.
Oh, that's really cool. So they don't really get report cards, but they complete their work.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you don't have to say this, Mom, but is there any one of the kids that's struggling that you see might need a little additional help? And if so, what avenues do you take to help with that a little bit of extra help?
Yeah, so, it definitely varies. I would say there was a time where Jake had a challenge with math.
Okay.
However, I have found that with Acellus, that seems to be going really well.
Okay.
And so their way of teaching it must be better than programs we've used in the past and learning methods in the past. Liza right now is really the primary focus of being able to get her to a place where she does consistently know her letters now, but we're not reading yet.
Okay.
And so it's looking at getting her more into that. If we need support with that, it would be looking at, there's lots of local tutors. There's homeschool programs that you can go to. There's homeschool groups you can go to. And there's my go-to place always when I'm looking for a resource is finding a Facebook group of homeschool moms and posting a question in there, because somebody almost always knows a resource of who can help with something.
Okay.
And so typically, you have this community of homeschool moms that can be a really beneficial place to turn.
Very good. Very good. So a guitar, who's playing the guitar? You're playing the guitar. What, and any other instruments that you play?
The drums.
The drums, okay. And then you're learning Spanish. And what are you learning?
I haven't been learning languages, if that was your question.
Okay. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't learned it.
So do you think you might want to learn languages later on?
Probably, yeah. I probably want to.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good. And so, Liz, do you have any extra words that you want to share with us?
I think just to kind of remind everybody that homeschooling is very accessible. It's very easy. It's something that a lot of times you feel that feeling of like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
And, it's much easier to get started than what you think. There's also a lot of fear of like, once I decide this, would they be able to go back to public school and vice versa? Like, there's a lot of that transitional fear that comes up.
Sure.
And it's very adaptable. Obviously my kids haven't gone back into the school system, but I have done standardized testing with them because that was a requirement in a previous place that we lived.
Okay.
And they always score way beyond their grade level. And so
That's
it's
nice to
giving
hear.
that credit where credit is due, in the fact that kids' brains do tend to just want to learn. They do tend to pick things up. And I know like the other day, my boys are in this like group chat with their friends and they do this trivia that they do back and forth. And, they were asking, my son Jacob was asking the question and the other kids were answering it. But it's like the question of like, what was it about Apple? You asked something about Apple and who invented Apple? It was something really interesting. It was this question about trivia of Apple and the development of Apple and the creator of Apple. And they had to go, who is the creator? They had to go and like look up details about him and, when he was born and when he died and all of the things. And I thought, how interesting. Like they're choosing to learn just in their interactions with each other in a regular day.
Yeah, that's so
And
cool.
that's kind of the whole point, right? Is that like learning doesn't need to happen in a classroom, doesn't need to happen under fluorescent lights following a strict schedule. It literally happens all day, every day when we allow opportunities for it to be there.
That is so cool. Well, Dr. Liz, if someone wanted to call you, is there a phone number or a website?
Yeah, absolutely. Texting is usually best. My number is 854-3022. You can also find me at lizdefinnis.com or on Facebook if you just want to message on Facebook. It's just Dr. Liz DeFinnis on Facebook. You can send over a message. I'm happy to answer any questions related to getting started, or I don't know what to do. It can be easy, and it's something that will completely change the way that your kids feel about learning, which is great.
That is awesome. So now I got a question for all three kids. Now that you've seen the control room in the radio station, what do you think about it?
I think it's pretty cool, actually.
It's kind of cool, huh? So we have DJs that sit here, or you have podcasters like myself sit here, and we talk about whatever the issues are. What about you? What do you think?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty equal. What about you?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because all you do is you come in and you get to chit chat with people and learn about community service and stuff like that. And you know what? That was a question I forgot to ask. What do you guys do for community service since you're homeschooling?
So we have a mix of different things that we do, mostly related to what their activities are. So like, for instance, with like Little League, there's always like the baseball field cleanup stuff going on. But we also do a lot of like giving back, like being able to spread awareness and do things like this, where we're like interviewing and doing awareness of like, hey, homeschool is a really great way, to be able to access different support systems out there and to be able to kind of spread our wings and find new levels of reach and things like that. So the kids have really been great in doing that. I asked them to come here today, and I was like, okay, guys, like we're going to get our feet wet with talking about the things.
Public relations.
Yes. So it's definitely been a lot of those kinds of experiences. In the past, we have done things for Ronald McDonald House when they were a little bit younger. That was actually a really pivotal thing. When my daughter was born, we were in the Ronald McDonald House for a pretty extensive stay, and they were very supportive of me and of the kids, the boys, when they were little at the time. They were 5 and 6, and it was great to see them have all of these supports available for us. And so that's one of the groups that we like to, recommend and like to be a part of.
And as they're getting older, they're going to express some interest in some other community service and community events and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Dr. Liz, thank you again for coming to visit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to some of the announcements that I have. And this one is not a really nice one. We have a lady by the name of Kim. She owns Kim's Cool Treats. She's all around the Lyon County area. She supports the community, and now she needs help from the community. So I'm going to announce, join us on March the 15th at 4 p.m. at Prospector's Pizza in Stagecoach, Nevada, for a community fundraiser for Kim of Kim's Cool Treats. Enjoy penne pasta, a big sale, a raffle while helping a beloved business owner and friend in the area battling cancer. And so if you wanted to know more information, you can call Prospector's Pizza, but go on over there on March 15th at 4 o'clock in Stagecoach at Prospector's Pizza, and the funds will help support Kim battling cancer. And so now we're going to segue over to what's going on in Story County right now. I'm sure you've heard about the main break off the USA Parkway and Innovation Way. And so that was a pretty bad situation. Part of the road was washed away. And so I'm just going to read this for you. So it says, partial reopening of the USA Parkway at Innovation Way, following the water main break. The Tahoe Reno Industrial Center USA Parkway at Innovation Way has reopened to limited traffic following the earlier closure caused by the water main break. Traffic is currently flowing in both directions using the southbound lanes with one lane of travel in each direction. Motorists should be aware of the following traffic conditions. Traffic is open in both directions using the southbound lanes. Only one lane of travel is available in each direction. Northbound lanes remain closed at the time while the repair work continues. Drivers should expect delays. I'm sorry to say that. And proceed with caution throughout that area. News continues working to repair the water main and restore normal traffic operations. Motorists are encouraged to slow down and remain alert for workers and equipment and allow extra time. Updated traffic conditions are available at nvroads.com. And if you needed more information, you could talk to the Story County information officer, the public information officer. That would be, her name is Julia Marino Fritz, and her phone number is 775-546-3183. I'm not going to give the email. I'm just going to give the phone number. And then another thing, election time is now coming up. It's time if you wanted to sign up to run for office. It started on March the 2nd, and signups end. The applications process ends tomorrow. So, with that being said, Story County provides guidance on the 2026 election sign placement. Let's see. Virginia, this is it came from Virginia City, but pay attention. As candidate filing for the 2026 election year opened on March 2nd, the Story County Clerk's Office is providing guidance to candidates and residents regarding campaign sign placement. Pay attention to that one, okay? For those who are running for office, candidates may post campaign signs in designated areas of the county public property in accordance with Story County Ordinance Chapter Number 17.84, Appendix A. State law, which is NRS 400.410, prohibits placing campaign signs within 660 feet of an interstate freeway or a state route. And by the way, if you're in the 6 Mile Canyon area, that's known as a state route until those signs until April the 10th. Signs may be placed on private property at any time with the property owner's permission. These guidelines are intended to ensure public safety, compliance with state and local laws, and fair election process. For more questions regarding the election signage requirements, you can call the Story County Clerk's Office at 775-846-0969. I'm not going to give the email addresses because I can't really see them when they start changing the colors of the email address. And so Dust Devils at Dayton High School have blankets available. The blankets have been ordered. Yes, they have plenty. We'll be there soon. Get them before the freeze of your booty off at the kids' games. And if you want to get one, you can text or call 775-684-9208. And then I have maybe one more minute to give you one more little announcement. This one is regarding the Sutro Tunnel, the Sutro Tunnel Restoration Project. Let's see. Here are updates on the Sutro Tunnel project at the upcoming Historical Society of Dayton Valley meeting. And that's going to be on Thursday, March the 19th at 7 p.m. and is open to all and free to attend. And the location for that is the Dayton Community Center, and that address is 170 Pike Street in Dayton. And of course, they are a nonprofit and they love donations as well. And so with that being said, I'm almost ready to sign off. I just wanted to say thank you for joining me at knvc.org and at 95.1 FM. And thanks again. And I hope everyone has a wonderful week. And of course, if you see me on the video, I wore my green for St. Patrick's Day. So anyway, love you all. Bye.